welcome. We done for episode 1, 2, and 3, and now we continue for episode 4. Hopefully you enjoy the show, games, yeah, let's go.
Another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better
Damn
now?
you, doctor.
Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Ignore him, Ellen. Ignore him. Damn, you can follow him.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them are here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip.
Nice.
Except for the ones who are
As much as he's still with the TV.
vulnerable,
You
of
fucking
course.
kidding me? What is it? Is it? No, temple snack. Okay, can I? Yeah, it's locked. Alright.
I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under
Please
control
keep
if
me
we
moving,
work
lock the door.
together.
For what? Ellen didn't run.
This way, Alan.
Oh, I can come to this room. Where is it? Okay, there's nothing. Okay, can go here. Oh, damn it. Cut the elevator here, particularly. Such a nice house. Whoa, there. The statue. Anderson, Mr. Anderson. Oh, cannot come. Okay. Damn you, doctor.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and
You
accept
need
this.
a proof,
Alice
doctor.
drowned, and you couldn't face that.
Yeah,
You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you.
Then how you know, doctor?
We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot. So I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
Yeah, no believe.
It's all
Don't
in your head.
ever believe
You've
in
been
it.
making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
I can feel any magic on you. Beyond the shadow is a term for the American magnetism in the middle of the frame. What? Who's that guy? Come on, doctor, just stare the truth. What?
I never get tired of this view.
Yeah, but we do.
Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or
Yeah,
because
you lie.
don't want to
Lie.
admit that
No,
you're not
Ellen,
well?
no.
It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him
After
talk.
all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I can't
I dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept
Seriously,
that,
doctor, you look
you
every
can
single
begin the
fucking dog.
journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Now here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Scary, scary, scary.
Comes of meeting me. What the fuck? It's just so many people. I had idea.
Emerson,
Okay, okay. Sorry.
Just not. Okay, I need to change my ISP.
Get him to the head.
But sorry if you do. No
Alan,
one did.
please, this way. Come, Alan, this way.
No, I
You might have
understand the
noticed
reason
the
why
typewriter in your
Dr.
room.
Keep
You've been
Lock
writing
the
as a
door.
part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
See you. Try to get on the top. You just have HD for the moment. Ah.
My rheumatism's
Oh,
killing me.
those fuckers. Oh, I
There's
still
a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these
it was a
two are the
dynamic
Anderson
aliens.
brothers,
Those two.
Odin and Thor. They had a, how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh,
that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
You behind of everything, Doctor. Damn you.
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Oh, the ministry? Seriously? That's weird.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything.
Yeah,
Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
I'm a bad dream, and you can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head, and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake up because I'm in charge now, and I don't want to disappear. My nightmare.
Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Type room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Thank you for the info, Doctor. If I need to say that, I see it.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think. There's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's... Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key. She was covered in clinging shadows.
I need to find the key first.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. but he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. "Hey, Hartman, where's Al?" Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby.
Okay. Yeah, wait up there.
It's my store. I'm taking it.
Sinclair looked bad.
The fuck? Just
That
like
wasn't
this
a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard.
Backstage is all
If she was one of
yours,
Hartman's
Tom.
goons, she
Seize
had
your
it coming.
destiny.
I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript
Face the
pages.
music burst.
That's where he'd been keeping them.
Yeah, I just guess. Okay, so late. Okay, not here. Okay, downstairs. Damn.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the
Oh,
clinic
see,
staff was standing
basically,
outside
this
the
fucking
lodge.
guy.
I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper.
Yeah,
Hartman had been playing me all along. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman
Now,
had
Mrs.
made
Wake,
of the sessions with his
Can you tell
patients.
me about Alan's
I saw
problem?
Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent. He's...
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes. And I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna do your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Barry?
Yeah, Barry.
Ow! About time! Barry, man, am I glad to see you.
We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
It's not I bought me something, I cannot. I try to. Barry, not me, Barry. Yeah, moving, keep moving, and damn, I cannot even move my. What is it? It's the checkpoint. Dude, stuck. I have to move.
But it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Here's a friendly poke from your little witch.
Oh, afraid of the
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
It's my store. I'm taking it.
Nah, just makes me up.
Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass.
VC
Barry?
VC Barry again.
Ow, about time.
Barry, man, am I
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Listen to him.
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Oh crap. The doctor has been possessed.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack... Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days. The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Yes, you need to find a way out. You just... Oh, the thing is coming. I don't have any flashlight with me. Oh crap, damn it. God damn it.
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
But you didn't have any light right now. Oh, lucky. Come on, Ellen. Oh crap. Oh crap. 1, 2, 3. Ah, damn it. 1, 2. Just start it again. 1, 2. Wow. Oh crap, fuck. Okay, we pick it first, then just focus on right, kill him, David, I cannot pull out for you. Okay, is it okay? No! Oh my fucking god. Run first, donkey. Where's the boat? Okay. Alright, run, run. Wait, oh, no, there's a way out. Okay. Ah, fuck. God damn it. Oh, come get me, motherfucker. Fuck, I nearly died. Bitch.
I'm here.
Yeah, very fast.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Oh, sure.
Oh, God! Look at the house, Al! Look out!
Fuck. This thing is joke. Fuck, I nearly died. No time to read. Fuck, how many of it? Fast, reading regulatory. Fuck! Okay, please don't save F another one. Alright. That's still good. Fuck, seriously?
Come on, Al! We gotta go! It's not much of a maze! I made it through easy!
Yeah, easy as would Barry. Okay,
Oh, geez, Al! The house looks bad! Let's get out of here!
Ignore the house. Focus it. Can we open this door? Oh, okay. Easy. Oh, fuck. I hear something. This is not nice. This is not nice.
Al, hurry up! I can hear those evil guys moving around!
Yeah, I know. I'm not only over here. Oh, fuck, boy. Fuck me. Do not trust email. Who's that guy? I didn't have any proof. Okay. I hear something, but I don't know where. Okay, is it? Come on, guys, just come up. Don't be shy. Seriously? I believe I came from there. Maybe from here. Oh god, maybe. Oh fuck. Is it there? Okay, I got a manuscript. Never mind. But I still not read all of the manuscript yet. Alright. I hear scratching, but I don't know where. Oh my god. Oh, the end. Checkpoint, please.
The channel will turn off. We don't want any fighting it.
I hear a voice, but I don't know where. Okay, so yes, okay, we'll go first. Stay on the flare, where is it? Oh, okay. What is this correctly? Fuck. Fuck. Okay, one hit, I die. Fuck. Just cool. Can't hide through, but it's okay. Nice. Fuck. It's totally horrible. Where's the other one? Is it Daryl? Yeah, Daryl. Let's see if I can find something to do. Nothing. Yeah, nothing. That's for how we remember. I don't know. Is it I can press that line? Okay. Right. Checkpoint. Okay.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction. To be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to... Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake. Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake.
And I feel something. It's only the town. See, but too many fools. Fuck this guy. Okay. 3 against 1, fair enough. I got 9 and okay. You can get more. Flares. Yes. Fuck! Why are you just not for?
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay.
Alright. It's always good the fuck. I have really got the basic strategy. The moment we go over there and shoot motherfucker later. Okay. Có apa ni? Có Terkiba macam gila. Keep every up there, hopefully.
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject.
let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it!
Fuck you.
It's gotta be here! Just hang on, Al! Hey, around the corner! I found it! I found it!
Fast, baby. My last flare.
Here it is! Al, I found the key! Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Wow. Ah, god damn it, I thought I was finished the chapter.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it. Look out!
That's why we need to focus right on you.
God damn it, Al, talk to me!
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
So we need to find Barry, but...
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al, there's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh?
Don't mess with the guy from New York.
You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm out. I'll be waiting.
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Ow! I'm not staying here. It's suicide. I'm going to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Don't fall onto me. Oh. Ah, come on. I didn't have any weapon. I didn't have any flashlight right now. Fuck, that's not a joke, man. Fuck. Okay, 2 down. Anything else? I feel that. Okay. Okay. Can I go straight for this? Yeah. Not dangerous. Let's do it. I'm focused on right now.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it.
At least just give me a damn flashlight or something. Oh, that was nice. Nice plot. Everything is nice, everything is great. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep with this only light I have. Come here. One down. Okay. The story begins with Elliot and the bearer. Where's the bear? Oh, crap, my boy. Oh, fuck. Yes, fuck, Elliot. I tell you already.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I need to climb up. We need to take this thing out first.
Agent Nightingale stared at the passed out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried. Sensed the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
What? Trust no one in the dark. Yeah, I killed. Okay. Oh god damn it. Okay, thank you. I don't have any ammo. I don't have any ammo. I just got this thing on me. At least give me some credit, motherfucker. Oh fuck! So fucking good. Whoa! 4! 5! Nice! Totally bully. You'll be a bully kill. Huh. Still moving time. Where LA? Not your day. Oh, such a big deal.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
You tough. You did go for the coffee but you got something. This one. This one. Okay, can I? Oh, this one. So this one.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
Yeah, hopefully we can see him soon. The equation is where? Yeah, I guess. My god. Is this Tomose?
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow this. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
Fuck, too many traps over here. Hopefully I did not hit any of it. Hopefully. Fuck, the trap is so fucking huge. Even you can cut your head down. Come.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
Alright, so where should I go? Where should I do? I can find something over here. Oh, hopefully. Come on, Ellen. Come on. Fuck, there's there. So dumb. Fuck! For a second, this guy come. I already waste one of my ammo. Ah, come on. Fuck. Okay, checkpoint. Wow, only how to save the life when the I done wrong. Fuck! Oh, fuck me, boy. Woo! That was close.
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Hello? Someone there? Someone here?
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Please! What are you? No! Don't! I'm sorry!
Diary? Seriously?
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know. It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save us.
Okay.
It's a horror story, and it's going to kill
I just need every moment at you.
everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everyone. It's wide all along. It will be free.
Fuck. This will end over here.
Daniel heard in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her.
Just pick up the Mosela.
I've written my Let me guess. Danny, huh?
Yeah, that's Danny. Just assume that is Danny.
I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. The front door was locked.
Thank you, Danny.
I'll make it happen. The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
And it's green? Angry. Oh.
The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes... For a moment, Hartman considered strangling the idiot. Mott was mean-spirited, but easily manipulated, an emotional infant who lived for his approval. Wake, by contrast, was a far more difficult subject. Mott had given him too much leash. In 2 days, who knew what could happen?
See. Hopefully I can drive the car. Stairs.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
You feel bad for Barry, but Barry doesn't feel bad for you. Flashbang, seriously? Hopefully that's something good on the top. But sadly, I didn't get anything on this. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's see how 50 amplifier. Shotgun. You do this something. First, the enemy is really hard to get. Okay, the first should next time is restore down. Okay, there we go. Soft light. You die. Fuck, the control was so suck. Okay, stay down. New car. Fuck. tu il faut zapper. We need to walk. Let me see what we got. Top of this lorry. Nothing. The fuck? Okay, I need to go down to it. Hopefully I can find something over here. I have to go slow. Yeah, slow. Something. Not English, but don't be too much. Okay, it doesn't work. Cool. Mẹ hả? Nak tu dia balik. Oh. Yeah, kill you first. Which do fucking much of for different. Oh, Thomas.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Ow! Run! Incoming! There's too many of them!
Lucky boy.
God damn.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Johnson.
Shut up and shoot! Ow! We have to fight them all! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! Did you notice there's ammo and stuff around?
Fuck,
this place is stopped! Al! I'll try to get the stage lights on.
Fuck, where is... How do I do it?
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ow! We have to fight them all! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al, did you notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stocked! Al, hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on!
Fuck. Fuck. This thing was too small. They come so mean.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot! Ow! We have to fight them all! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al, did you notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stocked! Al, hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on!
Fuck this guy.
Barry Wheeler to the rescue! Oh, damn it! Goddamn turn of the century wiring! Hang on now! Work again, I promise!
Easy 啦，已經。Fuck. Back in the game, yes.
Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm! See, bestseller? No reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got before they ambushed me. Hey, I think Alan Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll sulk all day long. I'm always intense and moody. It makes me very attractive and mysterious. Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry to carry me. But that's okay. I can just take him for granted.
I think I see what you did there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
Find you, Barry.
Wow! You look at that thing, Al! They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they?
Viking crap. You were crap.
Sleep. We all spend a third of our dreams in soft embrace, somewhere between fantasy and
Hey,
oblivion.
remember when I got you that gig? Your first real writing job. What got you started? Was this one of your episodes?
In night springs.
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to... The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
Something that we didn't come. Yeah, I always read. the hunting rifle. Yes. Nothing. I don't know why I didn't share this with someone already for the work. I'm really sorry. Jump. One, two, three, four, 5 for this one. Fair enough. Ah! Oh! Oh, damn you, Barry. How was that? Okay, guys.
Wow! Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
Keep sitting behind all the TV.
Be careful, Al!
You don't say it. Oh, forget that step.
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
Stay. He's gonna say that, yes. I see that. One more thing. Check. Oh, the game was pretty. Where are you if you stay?
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Dear Fest is almost here, isn't it? I bet that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation. Can't talk about it. I'm not gonna say anything. Just saying we got no other iron to the prize. And how much
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
Company. Why, seriously? That's unfair. Usually we don't defend that, that's unfair. There's one. Don't worry. Bring it up and just I wish I could do something.
Al? Is that you out there, buddy?
Yeah, it's me. Hang on.
I had to find a key to get Barry out.
I'll try to find a key to get the door open.
Hey, what's the holdup? Come on, this place is all dusty. You know I got my allergies.
Yeah, you're just too scared.
Come on, Al, open the door already. Seriously, I don't like it in here.
Oh boy, just
Hey, let's go, man. We're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al. It's pretty heavy. Ah! Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
So?
Come on, one more gig. Let's do this thing.
Oh, God. Okay, tattoo.
The lights are out. Guess we better check the fuse box.
Yes, lucky. Fuse box, why? But why is the outside? Come.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
What is this box? Yeah, second floor.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booby hatch.
Yeah, I don't think they keep too close an eye on them at the clinic. They seem to slip away a lot so they can get wasted.
No kidding. Those guys.
Again, Alice's screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice...
Sound awesome.
Logs. Logs.
Come on, Al. Let's get the lights on, huh? Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be... What's-her-face? The crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Nice song.
The record's probably just a little... Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry, this is... Yeah, what the hell?
Seriously, because I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? And even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming.
It was a crazy, drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off. I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crashed car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. Beyond this lost memory, there was nothing. I had to follow the footsteps of my past self to find out what had happened that night. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
Alice!
Jagger had Alice, and so she had me.
Alice!
I'd been easy prey.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Where she is, you can apologize.
Alice!
You'll laugh. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do. You can write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
She had Alice, and the manuscript was the ransom for her. Yes. All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back. No. I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobwebs she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my Barbara a long time ago. She looks so old.
I had woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape. The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
I wrote it. It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
that was last episode of the so far.
There's an old town road with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a life to the words the poet used. Now the muse she was his happiness, and he rhymed about her grace, and told the stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened waves.